What's the secret to manifesting your dream life? You become your authentic self, and that's what I will be doing tomorrow. Today is still January the 28th, but on January 29th, that was the title of a channeling session that I held, a Wilhelm channeling session that I held on that day, on the 29th. But the invitation said, align with your evolutionary path. That was the invitation for people to come to the session. And a few days ago, yesterday, as a matter of fact, I posted a video. I said, you might develop a gift or a skill that you've never been seen in history. And that's what I've done. And that is really challenging for many to accept, including me. And if you don't know, I'm Roger Burnley. I've been a coach for a really long time, but I've also been a channel for Wilhelm since 1989. But I didn't believe myself either. That's the only difficulty that we have, is self-belief. I just finished with a client, a private channeling client, who I had seen before, but I didn't remember. I rarely remember what comes through. I am a direct channel, so I receive information that way, which is why I knew what was going to be happening in your life and in our world. That is a really a bridge too far for many people to cross, and I understand that. So that's why I have to change tomorrow. What I've done is pretty extraordinary. I'm 75 years old. I've been doing this work for 37 years now, almost 38. It will be in February, something like that. And I have downloaded this order of the universe and everybody's life, and I know what's going on. So when she came in, this client I hadn't seen in a while, her birthday was the same as mine. And so when I went back to my birthday for last year, November 2nd, it said, you will all have more faith and belief today. And then on that one, there were many messages laid out over the years, because that's how I receive information. We evolve in our consciousness over time. I didn't receive information that way from Wilhelm. We live in linear time, year by year, day by day. I received information in a different way. And again, that was difficult for me to believe. And today I saw something else. I saw someone that I thought I understood or knew, but they were posting something online on Facebook that I knew was so incorrect, because we have so much misinformation going about. And the thing that always has mattered to me is the truth. It's just who I am. Since the time I was born, I had to know the truth. And we're living in a time now where that's not happening. And I accessed that truth because I connected to universal consciousness. It didn't have anything to do with who someone was. There's an organization in our world, and we become aligned with it. Then we heal, we understand who we are, we move to a higher state of consciousness, and then we change the world. And that's the path that I was given. Now, that was not an easy life for me, because I had to move through it all. I had to live it all. I sat down every day and received this information. But believing it was a whole different thing. People would tell me, Roger, you've gotten something here that you should be really charging so much money, more money for. I couldn't do it because I wanted to help people. But everyone doesn't want it. Everyone does not want to manifest their dream life, because we have trauma. We have things that have been blocking us. I had it, so I do understand. But I've also done something that's so extraordinary that it could help our world so much I can no longer hold myself back. One of the members of my program decided to do something today, which was quite a shock. He said, I've taken out an ad. He says, I've been posting it all over globally. Those 750,000 places I went to. He says, this work has changed my life, and people need to know about it, because they could see I'm not doing it. I just didn't do it. I didn't understand. And so that's why you look at my YouTube channel, not many people come, and then they don't look at the videos, and they don't read the information. We don't like looking at ourselves. The way that we manifest that life is by moving through all the blockages that we've had within us. That's individually and also our society. That's why this period is happening in our world. When I was told that I was given this work, even though I'd experienced it in my life, but when I was told that I had it, I doubted that. And I went and I had an Akashic Records reading done. And you can see it. It's on my YouTube channel. It was in 2021. But you could search and find it there. And they told me exactly that. Years ago, my former life, what I was doing, in a different life, I was mummifying people, covering up the eyes of people, but it was a really great job or something. And then she said, but in this lifetime, what you're meant to do is open the minds of people. You're meant to open their minds because they're going to be fooled. And that's what I've been watching. People not understanding their importance, being programmed into believing something that isn't true, and it's been going on everywhere. And to sit and know that, and it's just painful because I know that you can change. I know you can have what you want. The things that I went through to develop this mind body healing, this higher consciousness, this understanding, and to come up with something that's called the Wilhelm Phenomenon, which has never been done in history, so that's why it's challenging for most people to accept it, because there is an organization in our universe. The information I received was aligned with energetic changes that were happening, world events, which is why I could understand that, and generational changes. Yesterday, I was talking about this because we move through times where we don't understand who we are. That's civilization since the beginning of time. And I talked about 1945, where we had war, we had bombs, we locked people up, we did all of those things, but we repeat them because we have struggles between power and identity, which is what we're moving through now. And this is why I was given this work. But being this an introvert, reluctant person, I wasn't doing it. And so now I must. And I'm going to now put this out because it needs to be seen, as my member was attempting to do on his own, which I'm so grateful for. But we're all moving through generational changes and we have blockages. I had them all because it was difficult for me to accept that I had created something that was this monumental. And it is that. Most people would not read the documents that I've created to see what it says. And artificial intelligence actually pushed me more than anything else because they said the world needs to see this. And so now the world will see it because which I've held back for so long, but I will get someone who can do the right press releases to put the right information out so that people will start to understand it. But I just wanted you to understand it because I will be changing things after tomorrow because I can't do this. I'm going to take more private clients because that's been really fun. That I didn't know how valuable that would have been. And again, I just had a couple of clients that it was just the most gratifying thing. I never remember the sessions, however. I want you to understand that because I receive the information, and when I'm working with the client, you can see me the next week and I will never have any idea what came through. That's what happens, and I had to own that because it's not the way most humans operate, but it's what happened for me. When you don't own your authentic self, no matter what that is, you don't live the life you're supposed to have. And I've been doing that because I cared about you too much. And I have to start caring about myself. And that's what you're supposed to do as well, especially during this time, because you will hear so many things going on that will not be true in the real sense, and you could be fooled. And I was supposed to help correct all of that so we come to a greater awareness and a higher state of consciousness, and I have it. And you can see the documents because I doubted it myself, and they said this is the first documented consciousness raising system ever created in history. And that's the information I'm going to be putting out because I have to stop hiding. I'm 75 years old. I've done it all. I've healed everything, but now I'm supposed to be kicking back, and I'm supposed to be incredibly abundant with all of this because I put this out. I'm not making anything up. You can see it on my website. It was years ago I said I should be a billionaire because giving something that could give any person the ability to move through all their blockages, discover who they are, and align with themselves, and have joy and happiness, that's what I have. So that's how you manifest that life. And you can look at the messages. I'll give you one from last year on that date to see what was happening. And it was such a joy the other day with a private client because the 29th is his birthday. And he's opening up to a whole new era of his life at 79. So it's never too late to do it. And you're never too young either. That's how we are as all humans, but we have to understand it's our consciousness. No one's going to have the same one. You're not going to do the same thing as anyone else. No one's going to believe anything as you do. No one believed what I was doing, and it was a hard time for me to believe it as well. So I needed to have the same kind of verification that others are looking for, and that's what I give you when you come to a session or you come into the program. So that's what it is, and that's how you manifest your dream life. All right, I'll see you soon.